When he's not campaigning for governor, Angus King III can be found playing rec hockey.
I think you've got to be able to find ways to get outside of the hurly-burly of the world and clear your head for a little bit.
King, born in Skowhegan and raised in Topsom, has fond memories of growing up in Maine.
Couldn't be luckier.
King attended Dartmouth College and quickly became interested in public service, working on Mike Dukakis's and Bill Clinton's presidential bids, and former governor and current U.S. Senator Angus King Jr.'s race for the Blaine House. Once his dad was elected governor, King went to Washington, working for President Clinton's domestic policy chief of staff.
It was easily the best job I've ever had. You walk into the White House every day and you get to work on the most important issues in the country, and you really get to feel like you're making a difference for literally millions of people.
King eventually returned to Maine, building a renewable energy company in Clinton. Some have been critical of King, pointing to the fact that he has not been in public service in Maine and has the same name as his well-known dad.
I think it's the same advantage that if Wayne Gretzky's kid stepped out on the ice here and someone said, "Do you think it helped you that Wayne Gretzky is your dad?" The kid would say, "Well, of course it does. But I still have to skate, I still have to shoot the puck."
Adding that he built a business, Peaks Renewables, and created jobs in Maine. Now he wants to be Maine's chief executive.
My number one priority is how do we make lives easier for Maine people?
Focusing on costs, specifically energy, housing, and healthcare. He also wants to bring more businesses to Maine.
This is a hard place to do business, and we've got to make it easier for the small businesses who really power our economy to grow and thrive and create more and better paying jobs.
He's proposing a plan to lower energy costs. Governor Janet Mills has several clean energy goals she wants to hit. He says he would have similar goals, but some might be hard to meet given decisions from the federal government.
The current goal involves a ton of offshore wind, and I think the president has effectively killed offshore wind for the foreseeable future.
On education, he says he wants to create more job training opportunities for students who want to work in the trades, adding that investing in these programs can redevelop rural Maine.
We have to do a much better job training kids so that they've got exposure to all of the jobs, both of today, like in the trades, and of tomorrow in terms of technology.
Immigration enforcement has been in the news over the last year, and King says he agrees with the proposal Governor Mills allowed to become law earlier this year.
What the president has done is profoundly un-American. And yet I still believe in America. And most of the reason I believe in that is because of what Mainers did in the face of that onslaught of ICE crashing onto our shore.
King will face 4 other Democrats in a primary in June, but says he's the right person for the job.
I have 4 very capable opponents who are good people, and if the state were in terrific shape, I think they'd be good people to continue on that path, but I think we need something different.
Another thing I asked King about is the state budget. There has not been a bipartisan budget vote in Augusta since Governor Mills's first budget. He says he plans to work with Republicans to get back to the bipartisanship. For Commitment 2026, I'm Jackie Mundry.